Right, September 17th, 2014. It's my adventures in Square Foot Garden as we winding down the season. You can see that the hang and cherry tomatoes are doing pretty well, and there's still a lot of fruit. Hopefully the weather will hold up and it'll be getting ripe. I'll be getting them soon, I'm sure. And the decorative stuff, flowers that we planted at the side of the stairwell. The herbs, the mint, oregano, sage, parsley, chive, cilantro, all still coming pretty good. The cucumbers, they were done a couple weeks ago. The fail here was the bell peppers planted behind the tomato plants, just as I thought. We're gonna just make some adjustments next year. Cucumbers in the front, tomatoes against the wall right here, peppers in between. It'll be all do just plain, just fine. As you can see, there's not many green tomatoes left on here. I have basically picked ripe tomatoes every day since, well, I want to say first week of July, even sooner now. I'll take that back, maybe around June. A fail. Peppers, that was extra plants that were given to me. That was a fail. I think the bucket's too small. Because, as you can see, the cherry peppers right there, they do pretty well. Get a few of them a day. Husky tomatoes. This plant didn't do so good this year. I don't think I'll be planting them again. Full peppers. Those are kind of like mild, sweet peppers, but they look like a jalapeno. But really, they have more of a flavor of a sweet pepper, and they grow pretty easily. So, like, use in recipe 3 or 4 of these in place of a small green bell pepper. Again, tomatoes. You can see, as you can see, we're still going at it. September 17th. Habaneros coming up again, as you can see. I love these things on my wraps. It's excellent on my wraps. You put them on your wraps along with some of the dried herbs, and changes the whole taste of a wrap. It's excellent. Over here, this was my attempt to go vertical. Vertical is great. Container was wrong. Not really sure exactly what happened to it, but that was also a beefsteak like the other tomato plants that I have in the bed. This is another experiment. It's the second plant of romaine lettuce. I needed 51 days. I think I went a little too late, but I'm thinking about adding some kind of greenhouse cover over one of these beds that I want to build one. Just gonna build it up, frame it, 1x maybe, and put handles on it and heavy plastic, gauge plastic. That should be able to grow. That stuff should be able to grow into almost frost. And again, I say to almost frost because they do like it in cool weather. It grows well. Romaine lettuce it is, and it grows well in cool weather. A fail was right here in this place was the green beans. Green beans could not be there. If you recall where the lettuce is now, that's where the summer squash was. When the summer squash went, I just replanted right in the same bed. I gave it a little bit of lawn fertilizer, stirred it up a little bit. Again, the red hot cherry peppers, they do well. I've been eating them also on wraps and sandwiches. Been cooking with them also in spaghetti sauce, give it a little bang. And again, I'm not sure, I don't remember which one of the tomatoes this is, but again, it's still doing okay. I was gonna make tomato bread. It's like zucchini bread with the green tomatoes, but I don't really think that I'm gonna have much. Because if you look around, mostly all of it is just ripening and picking and ready to eat. I mean, I literally got about 175 pounds of edible food from this little garden that I have going here. This corner right here didn't prove to be very good for hanging plants. or any in that matter. If you look down, you'll see that the peppers, I just threw them in and had some extra plants, and they didn't take it all. So this corner is going to be basically for storage in the area, work area next year. Compost, I got it down to a science. Making my own compost. It goes from the back pile out on the corner of the house from 3 steps. Then it goes into this large garbage can. Stays in there for about a month. Goes back into this tumbler. It goes for about 3 or 4 more weeks, and then it takes off. It's almost compost. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the tumble composter. Then we take the compost and we put it in this storage bin, this container, this plastic tote, and we mix in 1/3 vermiculite, 1/3 peat moss, and 1/3 of the compost. And that is what the formula is for what goes into the bed. Hello, Sir Rupert. How are you? Watching over the garden, keeping the rabbits and the animals away from the beds. He's the guard cat, Sir Rupert. Real overview. Second planting, I planted the romaine lettuce. What we learned is that the squash should have went in the front. Romaine lettuce is fine in the back, and down the middle would be the green beans. So yeah, maybe even squash in the front, lettuce in the middle, green beans against the wall, because they crawl a little bit. Tomato plants in buckets did excellent. I will never complain about that. Sweet green peppers failed. I don't know really the reason why. I did alright, but not what I expected. Second bed, well, it's really the first bed that's there. That was pretty good. Everything was good except for the arrangement of the plants. And when I say the arrangements of the plants, these tomato plants, these big ones, should have been up against that wall so that the cucumbers would have been in the front and got more sun. So that was an epic beginner's mistake. But it didn't cost me much. I still managed to get a lot. I got over 175 pounds of edible vegetables from this setup that I got going. Next year, plan is 2 more beds against this wall right here. Walkway down the middle. Should be fine, just like that. And I'm sure that next year it'll be eggplant and many, many more and many different varieties of vegetables in this small area. Again, it's that formula: 1/3 compost, 1/3 peat moss, and 1/3 vermiculite. Alrighty, I'm out of here. Later.